You know that feeling, right? That moment of pure panic when your computer just gives up. The printer jams right before a huge deadline. Your email decides it's not sending anything, or you get that dreaded frozen screen. It is so frustrating. It completely ruins your day, and it feels like you're totally on your own. But what if? What if there was a way to fix it, like right now, without you ever having to leave your chair?
Okay, so here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by really looking at what makes up one of those tech crises. Then we'll compare the old, painful way of getting help with the new way. We'll break down exactly how remote support actually works, tackle that super important question about security, and then we'll see what it's like to have an entire IT department basically living in your pocket.
All right, first up, the anatomy of a crisis. And you know what I'm talking about. That awful, sinking feeling in your stomach when the technology you depend on every single second of the day just decides to turn on you.
Now, here's the thing. Even though a tech meltdown feels like total and utter chaos, these problems almost always fall into one of four buckets. You've got your hardware issues, the classic paper jam. Then there's software, like when your favorite app just crashes out of nowhere. Security, yikes, those scary virus pop-ups. And of course, connectivity, for when your Wi-Fi just disappears into thin air. See? There's a pattern to the madness.
And this is what makes it so awful. It's not some abstract problem. It's your work, your important email, your deadline that's suddenly at risk. It's that feeling of being completely powerless that brings your productivity and, let's be honest, your whole day to a grinding halt. We have all been right there.
So that leads us to the big question. There has to be a better way to get help, right? I mean, come on. Let's take a look at the old way versus the new.
And wow, when you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day. On one side, you've got the traditional and, let's face it, often painful model of IT support. And on the other, you have this modern, super efficient remote approach. Let's break down what that really means for you.
Okay, this really gets to the heart of it. With traditional IT, you're just stuck, waiting, sometimes for days. That's lost time, lost productivity, and for a small business, that is literally lost money. And then you're hit with these high, totally unpredictable hourly rates. Well, remote support just flips that whole script. You get an instant connection, and the problem gets solved for a predictable, flat rate. It respects the two things none of us can afford to waste, our time and our money.
All right, so how does this all actually work? It's not magic, I promise. Let's dig into how remote support gets you instant help in what are, believe it or not, 3 super simple steps.
The whole process is incredibly easy. Step 1, you just signal for help. You tap an app or you call a number. That's it. Step 2, a certified tech establishes a completely secure, encrypted connection to your computer. And then step 3, this is the best part, they take control of your mouse, they find the root of the problem, and they fix it right there on your screen while you just sit back and watch. It's all happening right in front of you.
But is it effective? Oh yeah, get this. A staggering 90% of common tech issues are solved this way, completely remotely. Just let that sink in for a second. 9 times out of 10, you don't need someone to come to your house, you don't have to lug your computer to a shop, you just need a connection. Of course, that connection brings up the biggest, most important question of all. So let's talk about the secure remote tunnel and get into how you can be absolutely positive that your personal data is safe through this whole thing. I know what you're thinking, because it's the first question anybody should ask. Wait, I'm letting a total stranger onto my computer? How do I possibly know that's safe? And that is a completely fair question, and thankfully, it has some really solid answers.
The entire system is built on 2 principles that are non-negotiable: your explicit permission and total transparency. So what does that actually mean? It means nothing happens without you saying okay, and you can see every single thing they do.
Look, it all comes down to this. Your security is the top priority. Here's how it's protected. First, technicians literally cannot see your screen unless you give them explicit, one-time approval for that single session. Second, it's completely transparent. Every single minute is tracked and audited. And third, the connection itself is locked down with bank-level encryption. We're talking about the same level of security that protects your financial data. It's serious stuff.
So when you combine this incredible speed, this simplicity, and this ironclad security, it creates a massive shift. It's not just about fixing a problem anymore, it's about changing your entire relationship with technology. This is the ultimate move from feeling helpless to feeling totally in control. It's like having a full IT department right there in your pocket.
This really is the new reality. You don't have to be the expert anymore.
You don't need to know what a corrupted registry even is or how to get rid of some nasty malware. All you need to know is how to tap an app on your phone. The expert help is now on demand, just a click away.
So let me just leave you with this final thought. What if your next tech crisis, that moment of sheer panic, that awful sinking feeling, what if it wasn't a crisis at all? What if it was just a tiny inconvenience, something solved in a few minutes from the comfort of your own home, leaving you feeling completely in control? Think about that.